Good morning, everyone. Hello and welcome. This is our Deviant Daily, a part of the Divergent Witch here. I hope that you are doing well. We're working with my Metamorphosis Oracle. We are recording this on May 15th, 2023, 9:48 a.m. here in Northern California. We are going to be recording for May 16th, 2023. We Happy belated Mother's Day to everyone. I didn't forget it was yesterday, but yeah. I'm like, I have things to do. I can't. We weren't able to do our recordings yesterday because spent time with my sister, my mom, cooking, all that fun stuff. Um, yeah. So, like normal and natural, take some time to ground and center as best as you can. Take some time to focus on your breathing, focus on your heartbeat, tune in with yourself, tune in with your present moment. And when you're ready, call in your spirits, your guides, your gods, your allies, your ancestors. Call in all the good shit for your highest and best. Call that vibration in, that energy in, and allow it to impress upon you, allow it to inspire you, to motivate you, and to help you as we navigate our co-creative adventure. So, I hope you all had a good day. Well, hello, Dragon Dancer. Welcome. I hope your day is going well. I know for a lot of people that tune in right now, it's a lot later for you than it is for me. So, just shuffling, just focusing. All right. Let's see. And when you're ready, go ahead and choose the first number that tugs at your dominant psychic trait, whatever that may be, 1, 2, or 3. You can comment or write down. It is your preference. You do not have to comment if you do not wish to. So 1, 2, or 3, that first number that tugs at your dominant psychic traits. And just remember, all three cards are part of our reading. The card we choose, simply a focal piece. And it helps us to make a collective reading a little more personal. But if you do want to book a reading with me one-on-one, which is different than a collective reading, feel free to message me. I do those. So yeah, let's see what pops up. Card 1. Card 1 is the Queen. The Queen Lone Wolf. The Queen. What do you think of when you think of the Queen, or just Queen energy? And what do you think of when you think of like lone wolf energy? The Queen, authority, caution, power, importance, guarded, psychic, and new skills. There is a very like psychic essence around a queen. I feel it's because like the queen essence is able to pick up on body language, pick up on the things that are being said that aren't actually audibly being said, right? So Queen is very observant, and sometimes being that observant can be very isolating. It can make us feel like we are aside, right? And there is a psychic energy towards that, and so I feel like for Tuesday, right, Mars Day, May 16th, we are being asked to embody that queen nature where we do have to find that authority within our own life situation. So whatever pops up, be very aware of what you're picking up. Be very aware of how you are perceiving a situation, that it's not just you, it's not just in your head. You're perceiving something, so allow yourself to interpret that today, and know that you do have the authority in your life to say, hey, this is what I stand with, this is what I do not stand with, and allow for your sort of psychic nature to give you insight to explore things that may be new. Again, new skills are associated with the queen as well, and so maybe for Tuesday, we are being asked to explore new skills. Like, okay, I realize like there's a challenge in my life going on. I realize that I have something that I'm working on, and I know that I can't work through it, or I can't get through it without adjusting, without adapting. And so I do understand that I need some new skills to process what I'm going through. And we have to ask ourselves, like, what new skills do I need? Okay. What new skills do I need to see this project through, to see this situation through? Yeah. Well, happy early birthday. Card two is Cancer, the empath, caring, receptive, shy, moody, fearful. Cancer. What does Cancer express to you? How does that make you feel? What pops up for you? Cancer. We have the Queen Lone Wolf, like, okay, embarking on a new adventure, learning new skills, having to sort of like adapt, but being very observant, being very allowing our psychic self to pick up on things that are happening. And then we step into Cancer, and card 2 is expressing like emotions, expressing fluidity. It's expressing sometimes we utilize our emotions or the emotions of others as a protective measure. And so we have to maybe be aware of where that can be a good thing and where that can be a not so good thing, because sometimes it is a safety or defensive mechanism where we utilize people's emotions against them to protect ourselves from getting hurt. Does that make sense? And so with Cancer, I think that for this day, I think it's good for us to be aware of how we weaponize emotions. Does Am I making sense there? So yeah, that's what's popping up. It's like, how are we weaponizing our emotions, maybe? Or it could be the emotions of other. How are we utilizing like a very emotional situation in a way to project where we do not have to actually deal and navigate that situation. We are utilizing those emotions and those things and those energies as a way to create a sort of barrier. Okay. And I feel like that's what's being expressed here with Cancer, where, oh, I don't want to deal with this emotion. I don't want to deal with this experience. And so I'm going to utilize all of this emotional energy to form a shell. And I'm going to hide within this shell. I'm not going to experience anything. I'm just going to project that energy. I'm going to not deal. I'm escaping. Oh, weird. Something popped up on my screen. Huh. Um, I find that this also, with the first card, the Queen Lone Wolf and Cancer together, I find that it can actually be about maybe there's a shift, a turn in our life, right? And so we are being asked to do things differently. That can be scary. We are recognizing that maybe what we have been working towards, what we've been working for, is not exactly as we thought it would be. The picture is being painted differently, and our role in that space is a lot different than we anticipated. And so, with these two cards, um, we are being asked to adapt. We are being asked to maybe process the emotional stuff that's coming up. And instead of using it as a protective measure, instead of using it as a defensive measure, understand it so we can navigate it and get to a space that we actually want to be a part of. And so, yeah, life has ebb and flow and things shift and change, and that's just life. It is up to us to deal with that. It is up to us to say, hey, I'm living this. This is my experience. And so I'm not going to try to escape it. I'm going to protect myself for sure as I navigate it. And so I think that's where Cancer pops up. It's like, instead of weaponizing emotions and that sort of like watery stuff that's coming up in our lives, let's utilize it on our behalf. Let's understand it and let's work with it to protect us as we still move forward, as we still get through this day. Okay. And then we have card three, the heart chakra. Okay. The heart chakra, love, relationships, compassion, touch, joy, connection, the heart chakra. What does that say to you? How does that make you feel? What pops up for you? At the end of this, card three, the heart chakra, which is I like, especially after Cancer, especially after the Queen, because the Queen, lone wolf, it can be isolating. It can feel like I have to be the one in charge of my reality, my situation all the time, and it can be lonely. Having that one up in life, having the perceptive skills, the psychic skills to interpret things that are going on, it can be lonely. And understanding emotions and dealing with other people's emotions and my own, it's a lot, but the heart chakra sort of allows us to guide ourselves through this, because when we tap into the heart space, when we tap into how we actually feel, what we would like to feel, um, it allows us to see things differently, right? It allows us to see things differently, and we have much more compassion towards ourselves as we work through the friction. And with the heart chakra, it is this understanding as well to bring in joy, to bring in happiness, to invite that in as we explore the uncomfortable parts of what's popping up. Does that make sense? Do you have any thoughts, questions, concerns about what's being expressed here? This specific reading. So all in all, for Tuesday, May 16th, the Queen, Lone Wolf, Cancer. I feel a lot like it's funny because in heart chakra, I feel because Tuesday is associated with Mars, right? Mars, fire, Mars, very action oriented bursts of energy, getting things done, a little aggressive. And you also have this reading here that feels very watery. It feels very cool. It feels very emotional, spiritual. And so it's interesting to see them work together. I find that it is important because, again, it is Mars Day, so we do have to take action. It is something that we have to be mindful of. Like, oh, do I need new skills to handle um, what I'm avoiding? So I think that's something to process too. Like, what am I avoiding in my situation right now? What do I see? The Queen's like, "Ah, I just don't want to be isolated. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to feel that." So with the Queen energy, it's like, what do did I just? That was weird. That never happened. Sorry, my whole thing just like blacked out. I'm like, oh my god, am I still recording? Yes, I am. Okay, that was creepy. Anyways, um, with the Queen, she's expressing like, oh, where in my life do I feel this newness? Like, I know that I'm preventing my growth right now because I understand that I have things that I need to address, I need to walk towards, but I don't want to because I don't want to be isolated. And so I do understand that there's action oriented things for the day that have to happen. And it is addressing emotions, it is addressing relationships with spirit. It is addressing those things that need to be addressed. But instead of utilizing the emotional atmosphere, the emotional weather that we're going through right now to weaponize something, to protect myself in a way that is going to separate, right? I maybe need to be more mindful of heart space, of my own heart space, as well as that of others that I'm in contact with today, and be a little more inclusive. So instead of weaponizing, utilizing the emotional energy to navigate the day, and work with people instead of against them, work with myself instead of against myself. So it's about learning new skills to include and be a part of instead of separate and isolate. Okay. So that's what's popping up for Tuesday. if you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, if you have any concerns, please feel free to comment. And I know it takes some time, like there's like a lag or there's a delay or something in comments, so I know it takes some time. So let me know, and I'll try and wait for a minute. But that's what's popping up. I hope that you can take something with that, take something from that, and meditate with it. But where in my life am I the queen? Where am I? Where am I guarding myself a little too much? What do I need to do to allow new energy in? Um, how can I listen to my heart a little more? How can I be mindful of the hearts of others, not at my expense, but to work with? You know, I don't. It's important that we do not put others before ourselves. Um, we need to take care of ourselves at all times. So be mindful of the emotional weather and work with it as best as you can, but know that it requires us taking action. We have to do the things when we are given the information, right? So yeah, yeah. Anywho, I don't see anything popping up. So again, we are almost at the last bit of the public videos. So I said that I would do this for like about a month. We're almost at that month mark. So I will probably finish out the week offering public videos, all the free content, and then it will go back to my Patreon. So you're more than welcome to check us out on Patreon when and if you want. But I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. So I will talk to you then. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.